Have you gotten used to being ring announced as Adam Copeland?
Not really.
Isn't that trippy?
It's a little weird. But I walk in rooms and pyro goes off.
Yeah, see?
It's in my contract.
We know that you're here. He's arrived.
I'm trying to, little by little, segue it to Cope.
Yes, the Cope Open.
Just Cope.
Yeah, Cope.
You know, because the radar superstar Adam Copeland is very wordy. But I'm thinking if I'm looking at a marquee and I go, ooh, Cope versus Mox.
Cope just sounds cool. Cope versus Mox. When are we gonna get that? What are we gonna say about that? Okay. the flames are for me.
Oh, you
That's
get
in my
flames. I just
contract.
get the
That's
little,
in my
little
contract.
sparklers.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
This episode of Close Up, I'm hanging out with Adam Copeland. This is a guy that's been interviewed thousands and thousands of times throughout his career. What else could I possibly ask this guy? Let's find out. So you have been doing a million interviews.
Yeah.
You've done a million interviews in your entire career.
I'm sick of me.
I'm not sick of you.
Okay.
I don't know if that means I have any more questions for you, but I'll enjoy.
I got a question. What's in the solo cup?
It's just an iced coffee.
Come on.
Well,
we're in Canada.
I will say we're in Canada, and there's a bar behind us, so we're in Winnipeg. The bar is here, but there's no good Canadian beers even on tap. I looked at them being like, oh, it would be nice. I mean, not if I had a beer right now, I would fall asleep probably because it's the middle of the day.
And I'd get heartburn and feel all bloated, and then you'd get the
We're
underburpees.
past the point. God, aging
you ever
is
get the underburpees?
yes. Aging is rough on the system.
Yeah, it is.
A little rough around here.
So last night, right? Get to the room, and it's past my bedtime of 10 p.m.
Okay.
Right? So now we're looking at midnight, and now I've gone past my dad time.
Yeah.
So now I can't fall asleep.
Damn.
But then I fall asleep eventually at like 2:30 a.m. and then I wake up at 7.
No.
Yeah, wide awake. I still woke up in the girl's time.
It's so rough when that happens. Like even like last night, I flew in this morning, and I was like, I normally go to bed.
What time did you wake up?
4:30.
Oh.
I know. So yes, there is iced coffee in this. I'm gonna get through this day.
I might have something else in there.
I might need a little pick-me-up in a minute, especially since you've been interviewed a million times. I have to pull some questions out of my ass. So here we go. You've been asked everything. You've done a million interviews in your life. So let's start with something, a really happy, cherished moment for you.
Okay.
Talk to me about when you met Wayne Gretzky.
Oh my God.
Tell me about that.
So
that's magic.
You have those certain nights, or like that half an hour of time on a night or something where you go, doesn't get better. Like that half an hour, I will always have, right? So I'd just been talking to some executives and trying to close deals and some
Wheeling and
stuff,
dealing,
right?
Yeah.
And I'm at the NHL All-Star game, and I'm in this suite, and in walks Wayne Gretzky.
Was there like a glow around him? Could you feel him enter the room before he got there?
It was like Jesus walked in, right? So he comes in, and everyone just turns. Because this is Toronto, right? You're in Toronto. Wayne Gretzky walks in at the All-Star game. Like, all conversation stops. And I felt so bad for the guy. And he's so classy, and he's so endearing, and he's so Canadian, right?
Yes.
So he's walking around, he says hello to everybody. Well, his sons come up to me. So I'm talking to his sons, and we're just shooting the poo. And so then, sure enough, he comes over. And I'm like, oh, good. I didn't have to close the distance on that one because I didn't know how I was going to, I didn't want to be that guy,
needed to happen.
Right? Yeah.
You had to find a way.
Sons opened the door for me, right? So he comes over, he starts talking, he tells me this story when it was Christmas time. He's in Beverly Hills. They valet the cars, right? So
at his house?
No, at this
mall. Okay, I was like,
guess.
what are we talking about
so
here?
So he's getting all of his Christmas presents. He hops in his car, he gets home, opens the trunk, and he's like, these aren't my presents. What the hell just happened?
Oh, no.
Hulk Hogan calls him.
What?
And says, hey, Wayne, we have exactly the same car. I have your presents.
Oh, my God.
So now Hulk Hogan and Wayne Gretzky have to meet up, exchange cars and presents, and Merry Christmas, and off they go.
Oh my God, I would love to know what the presents were.
Me too.
Like what was
the car? I didn't even think to ask. Like, is it a yellow and red Porsche for Hogan? But no, it can't be. So is it black and silver, or is he still clinging to the Oilers? Is it?
I bet you it was black and silver.
Probably.
I bet you it was black and silver. That is a really great story.
And then fast forward, I walk out of said suite. There's Wendell Clark.
Oh.
I mean.
Which had do I ask who had a little more magic? Like it's like meeting two different Santa Clauses.
It was neck and neck because Wendell Clark is he's my guy. He's
Yeah.
through all of those lean
How was the
Ballard
stash
years.
looking?
Thick.
Pristine. Yeah.
Thick and pristine.
Not a hair has been
no
shed.
soup caught in that thing, but still like still
manly
there.
good
Yeah,
mustache.
not like a Lanny.
No, sure. That's
Where there's got
that's
to be
getting some debris.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this was sharp. Looked sharp. Yeah. So and then from there, so I go from meeting Wendell. I start walking down the hall, and then I hear, "Hey, Adam," and it's Wayne jogging up to catch up to me. And now we're walking down the hall, and it was like the parting of the Red Sea. Like everyone just comes out of these suites to stare at him, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is pretty crazy. Then Ron McClain walks up, and we start having a chat.
That is like a Canadian,
It doesn't get any more Canadian
Woo!
than in Toronto, All-Star Game. I'm standing there, Ron McClain, Wayne Gretzky.
Beautiful. That's exceptional.
If I had like a plaid tuxedo on, that's the only way it could have gotten more Canadian.
Or if, maybe a certain band started blasting through the speakers, some kind of like background music could kick in.
And you automatically think Rush or The Hip.
Sure.
Could be Alanis Morissette.
I would go more The Hip. I'm not a big Rush person. I had to say that under my breath.
And you're in Canada.
I
You
know.
can't
That's
say
why
that.
I'm like,
You have people recording this, and that's their favorite band.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get backlash on that one big time. But I got to be honest with the people. I'm not a huge Rush. I'm not a big Rush gal.
Okay. All right.
So you would go Hip.
I would probably go Hip.
Okay, so let's get into some more music stuff. Sorry if you guys thought this was a wrestling interview.
It's not.
We've deviated. You went on Sirius XM today, so
Yes.
this might be a little bit dated for people that have already listened to it, but you had to pick 5 of your songs that represent you as a human being. You're a big music guy. That is a tall task. What were your 5 songs?
You want to know them?
Yeah.
You don't
I
want to
can't guess them.
Well, no, you can't.
No.
Okay. I thought maybe you'd wait with bated breath.
No, I want to know them.
Yeah, okay.
I want to know all
So
of
I
them.
started off with, speaking of Canada, it's a very Canada-centric chat so far, but it stands to reason. We're in
You get two
Winnipeg, me and
Canadians
Renee,
together, what are you
gonna
going to do? Exactly.
I started with Sloan. Halifax, Nova Scotia,
Yep.
great band. If you don't know, you should probably check them out because
Maritimers right there.
Maritimers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Salt of the earth, all that good stuff. I went with Money City Maniacs because I mean, you start with the air siren and then the and it sounds like a AC/DC, but with more melody.
God, I can't wait to listen to Sloan after this. I've not
Right?
listened to them in a long time. You've
Right?
like jogged my memory.
I
It
know.
brings back that feeling, and I love it.
I know. And I
Love
love
it.
the fact that they can have a song that sounds like it's Got to Get You Into My Life by the Beatles with
Yeah.
horns, and
Yeah.
then they'll play Money City Maniacs.
So beautiful.
Sloan, everybody.
Yep, check out Sloan.
So that was song number 1.
Okay.
Song number 2 was Surf Wax America by Weezer.
Okay. Big Weezer guy.
Big Weezer guy. Big Weezer guy.
Yeah.
To me, the Blue Album is one of the greatest front to back. I can listen to the whole thing straight through. It's catchy, it's crunchy, it's hooks, they take the piss. You know what
We
I
had
mean?
just had a conversation last week, the week before, and we were talking about that concert that was Weezer with Pixies. I went to go see the Pixies because I love them. I've obviously listened to Weezer and love Weezer, but that concert made me fall in love with Weezer in a different way.
And I went to said tour by myself because apparently I can't get people to go see concerts with me. But I went to go see Pearl Jam in Greenville by myself. They played the Versus album in its entirety. First and only time.
How did nobody want to jump on that with you? You gotta
I'm
get
not
some better
likable.
friends. The detestable Adam Copeland, everybody.
No, it's just everybody's sick of hearing me talk with all my interviews, so they don't even want to come to a Pearl Jam show with me.
Fair.
So I go to Weezer and the Pixies by myself.
Yeah.
And Weezer comes out as a barbershop quartet harmonizing together.
Wow.
And it sounded spectacular. I sang every lyric to every song by myself, didn't care.
Yeah, let it
Didn't
rip.
care. Let it rip.
Are you
Just go
having some
for it.
cocktails?
No, because I had to drive.
Oh, wow. Just a sober
Just
solo concert
sober,
evening.
Singing my little
That's
heart
nice.
out.
I like that.
And so fast forward to now, and Ruby, my youngest daughter, I'm taking her to her first concert in September.
Okay.
And it's Weezer
Oh,
playing
fun.
the Blue Album in its entirety.
Wow.
Booyah. Yeah.
Hell yes. Before I get into my next question, I need to hear your other songs.
Oh, the other song. Sorry, I get off.
So would I,
That
and I
sounded wrong.
needed to make sure we put a pin in it.
You know
We
what I
gotta
meant.
come back around.
Put a pin. So third song, I slowed it down a little bit. I decided to go with Foo Fighters because everybody knows my love for the Foos. But I went with February Stars.
Beautiful.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you how many flights I've been on, late night flight, red eye flight, whatever it is, window, looking up at the stars, listen to that song.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can go with My Hero, Amazing, Everlong, sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
Pretender,
we
all
got
that
some
good
winners.
stuff.
It's fun to go off the
It
deviated
is.
path a little bit,
It is. And I thought, I want to show that I actually know
I'm a fan.
my stuff.
I'm a real fan.
And then, what I switched to, I went to Faith No More, Ashes to Ashes.
And you went with Faith No More instead of Mazzy
Instead
Star?
of Mazzy Star.
Okay.
And I love me some Mazzy Star too, and now I can't get the song Cry Cry out of my head because that was going to be my choice.
Yeah.
But Faith No More for me felt like, so I discovered Faith No More when Mike Patton joined the band, I think when most people discovered them. And they got me through the 9th grade.
Was 9th grade tough?
It was just, it's the 9th grade.
Sure,
and
yeah.
how do you do this thing? What is this? And like hands in my armpits kind of thing, like, so
I would love to actually transport in time and like see that version of you.
mullet.
Of course.
Not the Euro mullet
Yeah.
that I'm kicking now. Like an actual Kentucky waterfall. But we'll call it a Penetanguishene waterfall.
Yeah. I love that this interview is just going, there's only a few people that are going.
Sault Ste. Marie waterfall. That's what it is.
Oh my God.
Final song. I went with Pearl Jam because I got to.
Yeah.
But I went with State of Love and Trust from the singles
So
soundtrack.
good. Okay, before we move on from music stuff, what is yours and Beth's song?
So, like for instance, we had our nanny's daughter is an amazing musician, so she sang "Future Days" by Pearl Jam at our wedding.
Okay.
But we kind of like our song could be "Walk" by Pantera. You know what I mean? Like we're that couple.
Yeah.
So, or it could be Chris Stapleton, Tennessee Whiskey. Like you know,
Great song.
I call her Betty.
Yeah.
My Betty.
Yeah, Betty.
She's my Betty.
Love
So
some Betty.
We can listen to anything,
Okay.
honestly. But
I
yeah,
didn't know if there was like one specific
there's
song
not-
that
there's
was
not
like
that one
that's
specific,
the one.
no.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so we were talking earlier about Wayne Gretzky's kids, talking about them. This made it pop in my head. This is the first time in your career that you've really kind of been away from your kids, right?
Yeah.
How's that
I
treating
mean,
you?
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they were used to dad being there for every second, every nanosecond, every, you know, every fart, every blown nose, every bath,
was
every,
there.
I'm there.
Yeah.
And I think it was a transition for them, especially for my youngest, especially for Ruby.
Yeah.
You know, and it's difficult, but I still think back to my old schedules over the years, and I'm like, well, it's nothing compared to that.
Sure.
And
How do you explain it to them? What's like the conversations that you have?
well, so what I really want to try, or at least hope that can come out of it, is that they see work ethic. And see the work that I put in to still do this when I don't have to.
Sure, it's something you love.
Because I love it.
Yeah.
And all I want for them is to find something that they love the way I love this.
Yeah.
Because you truly don't feel like you're working. You know, the work is the flights, is the hotel rooms.
100%,
That's
yes.
what you get paid for.
Yes.
The performance, give me that all day.
Yeah, yeah.
There's the recovery from it. That's part of the work too. So I think more than anything, that's what I've tried to focus on. I've also sat down and talked to them and said, listen, okay, if I'm like a lot of dads, you may see me in the morning before I go to work. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe I have to go to work before you go to school. And then I see you when I come home, we have dinner, it's go to bedtime.
Yeah.
When I'm home, you're stuck with me. Like
Yeah.
every second of the day.
Yeah.
So I actually might end up spending more time with you than the average dad. And I tried to position it like that because I think it's true. But yeah, I just wanted them to see, like, if there's something that you enjoy, if you have a dream, whatever that is, as cliche as it sounds, like
It's so true, though. I
put the
think
work
about
in.
that as like, I mean, my daughter's much younger than your girls, but like for her to even see that, there's times that like I kind of go back and forth and that like, oh, I feel a little guilty leaving the house and doing the thing, but also like God, my kid's so lucky to be able to see somebody work really hard for the thing that they love.
Yes.
And also, when we're home, we get to just be home.
Be home.
Which is amazing.
Right? And that's what I think is coming across to them, because like even Ruby the other day, she goes, I'm so lucky. And she told me all the reasons why.
Oh.
And I went, okay, all right.
All right.
All right.
Ding,
cool.
ding, ding.
And one of the first things she said, she goes, my dad's on a hit TV show that I love. And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
sure.
This or Percy Jackson?
Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
She digs this too, though.
Yeah.
She digs this too. But also too, it's Lyric has decided that she wants to be an actress. Oh. And I went, well, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do people know that you lead the drama club at school? Have you spoken about this?
Not really. Not really. But
I see, guys, I got a
Betty
question. This is me being a journalist, so soak it up.
So Betty and I, we run the drama club at the girls' school.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. It's such a blast. It's just bedlam. It's ridiculous. It's.
I mean, what are the odds that you actually get a
and
parent coming to school that you're like, oh, you could actually see my work on Disney Plus right now?
That for that age group especially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's
wrestling
it's
as well, obviously.
Just a blast.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing that that I've found too with continuing to work is I think I'm a better father by still going after my passions, my things.
You have to have things.
Because if you just become, okay, I'm just Lyric and Ruby's dad, that's awesome. Don't get me wrong. And when I go to the school, hey, Lyric's dad, great. I'll be Lyric's dad all day. However, I think I'm a more complete parent if I still continue to go after the things that I want to.
It's a weird feeling not having that thing around. And there was like a period of time when I was like, what am I doing? Mm-hmm. What am I doing? And it is like, it throws your whole world upside down. You feel like you're kind of like your feet are spinning beneath you and you're like, where am I landing? What's going on?
Yeah.
It can like really throw your whole psyche for a loop.
I kind of liken it to being out at sea and going,
yeah, where am I going? Where's the land? Yeah, 100%. How American do you feel now? We were talking about Wayne Gretzky being in Beverly Hills and him adjusting to that lifestyle. You've been in America for a very long time as well. Are there Canadian things that you feel like you've let go of?
No, honestly. No? I can truly say that. Like, when I think of when someone says, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm Canadian. Yeah. Because I am. Yeah. That's where I was born. And I was thinking about it the other day, stranger. I'm like, okay, well, if there's an American in, let's say, Argentina, if someone asks them, what nationality, they're going to say American.
Of course, yeah, right? For sure, yeah.
So for me, I still feel Canadian. I still land here, and I'm like, yep, okay, I'm home. Yeah. Now, Asheville, we love it, and it feels like home, too. Mm-hmm. But that's the beautiful part of coming back up here, because it never loses that sentimentality for me. It's funny that I feel like landing here today, there's always a part of me when I get back home to anywhere in Canada. I know you said something about this in an interview. See? That like no matter where you are in Canada, it feels like home. It does. And it does feel like that. Like today I landed, and I never feel like there's a part of me missing until I get back to Canada and I go, oh, there's like a part of me that's recharging right now. Yeah, it's just that thing. It's like seeing a Winnipeg Jets logo on a storefront for no reason whatsoever. I saw pizza when I got here, and I was like, give me that creamy garlic dipping. Pizza? Oh, come on. Give me the goods. Okay, I know you have a lot of things to do. My last question to you, that will be a wrestling question. You obviously care so much about this business. You want to be here. You love what you do. What do you want your mark on this business to be? It's interesting. Some people will say, what do you want your legacy to be? And I've always said, I don't really buy into the whole legacy thing, because we're jumping around in tights. The people who make the videos and put the packages together, and the bookers are who decide your legacy. So I don't really buy into it. Sure. My legacy is, am I raising good kids, right? Yeah. So for me, more than anything, did I work hard? Yeah. That's it. Well, mission accomplished. And I feel like I have. Yeah. I think my surgeries let me know that I have. But but I think more than anything, did I help, and did I work hard? Yeah. When you land, what's the first snack that you get? Cheetos, Crunchits. Ah, Crunchies? Yeah, but I call them Crunchits. But I feel like that's a very Canadian thing. Is it? Because I feel like they were called Crunchits up here. I
them called?
And not the cheese puffs that like
No,
melt.
like the hard
No,
ones. I know. Yeah, I like those hard ones.
That,
for sure.
or if I can find a good cookie house.
What's Cookie House? What?
Haus.
Oh, I know.
I'll call it like
yes.
H-A-U-S.
Haus, Cookie House.
Like very pretentious.
So
or
good.
donuts. But I'd rather find like a good old mom and pop.
Oh, yeah.
Like I want flavors where the dude got stoned when he created them.
Did you have country style where you grew up?
Yes.
Country
And-
style.
My God.
Yes.
Country style and
I used to have an old mix CD from Country Style. They made music too.
that you bought there.
Yes.
What was
I
on?
used to work out to it. It was like golden oldies. Like
You worked out to
knock
Golden Oldies.
3 times on the ceiling.
Richard Simmons.
My mom was working out to it and I just joined it. But yes. Give me a Dutchie and let's have a good time.
Dutchie, oh my God. So you got the emphysema laugh. So Jay and I would go to Country Style and they used to have TWA, the arcade game.
Yeah.
And we would sit in like a seated arcade, right? And we
Yeah.
would sit there and play this thing all day
Yeah.
at Country Style, which
Country
is now
Styles are great.
Sanderson Sports in Orangeville.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I wish that they still had them. I got to get out of the city to find that good
You
stuff.
do, but I would hope that they never changed.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I want people to still be smoking
I want to
inside.
walk back in there and it feels like 1977.
Yes.
And like maybe Cheap Trick is
Yeah.
playing, there's smoke hanging in the air. You got your
Yeah.
Dutchie. You pick your raisins out.
I feel like this whole interview is going to be like an ugly laughing face.
Oh, dude, like you got the emphysema laugh there. Like you had my 80-year-old laugh.
I
That's
love
when
it.
you know you're getting legit.
Well, listen, I know you have a ton of things going on today. We are here. We're in Canada.
Yeah.
The king has come back home.
Yeah.
You got to do some stuff today.
I do. I
right.
got to get busy.
Yeah.
We're in the Peg.
Yeah, we are in the Peg.
I spent a lot of time in the Peg over the years.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my indie days up here with Tony Condello. Yeah. Sorry, you got to do that noise. Also, did you notice that my shoes match my shirt?
You know what? I wore my Vans like this last week, and I think it's time to like.
Breaking back out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some really great Simpsons ones. When they released the Simpsons little combo,
yeah.
I have Mr. Plow ones that are winter Vans.
The winter Vans. See, but like I can't get any of those because they don't make them in 14.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to make my own to
Big
get my
shoe
size.
problems. Dang. Wow.
But you could say they're like snow skis or
Yeah,
snowshoes because we're in Winnipeg.
Just really spread that out a little bit. All right, you got things to do, guys. This has been Close Up. This is Adam Copeland. I don't know what else to say. You guys all know him, and now maybe you know him a little bit better?
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
If not, there will be another interview, I'm sure.